Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome again to another live this morning. And hope you're having a great day. And I'll just wait a moment here until we get some folks on with us. Good morning, Rosa and Nativity. Good to have you on with us this morning. You guys are great. We appreciate it. Michael from Wawa, our steady Eddies. I love that. Jeanette. And John from Elgin, Illinois, good morning to you. Diane, good morning. And Corrine and Sheila. Kristen, how are you? Shirley from Newfoundland, good to have you on, Shirley, with us. Joanne, how are you doing? Haven't talked to you in a long time. Was that Pam? Hold on. Sharon and Jerry from Nouveau Brunswick, but I just want to, Pam, how are you? From Wasaga. Yes, we were in Wasaga, gone through there last week. Jerry, good to have you on from Nouveau Brunswick. Jeanette, you guys are great. Appreciate you coming on, okay? We're going to have some fun this morning. We'll talk about fat. Let's talk about fat today. Nick, how are you? And Keith and Annette from New Brunswick, Rachel, Sherry, Brenda, Laurie from Ventura, California. What, 5:30 in the morning there right now? Laurie, good for you. We appreciate you coming on. Okay, so we appreciate everything here, and I feel like I'm a little crooked here. Here we go. Okay, so let's talk fat. Where it belongs and where it doesn't. Okay? Now, the reset. Why? Why? Well, there's a few reasons, but the biggest reason, of course, is fixing the number one problem in health in the world today. Not COVID. As a matter of fact, this has a major effect on COVID, and that is insulin. Okay? So I brought out my 5 pounds of fat that I talked to you about the other day, right? See that? If you're going to listen to this on a podcast, I'm showing a big blob of fat, 5 pounds. It's about a foot long and about 6 inches thick. So when people tell you they're only, oh, Doc, I only lost 5 pounds. Ooh. That's a lot of fat. Muscle would only take up about, I don't know, a couple of inches thick and wide or long. And fat, it has its own organ. Fat in the body, in the wrong place. Now, I'll talk about this. Fat in the wrong place is very detrimental to the body. So, let's talk about where you want fat. This is why the reset, you have to understand something about the reset, which is eggs, meat, and cheese. Why do I say that? Because I like them? Yeah, I do. I do. I like eating them. But it's more than that, guys. It's science. It's science. I'm going to do probably next week a program on what Mike Tyson and Miley Cyrus have in common. Stay tuned. What do Mike Tyson and Miley Cyrus have in common? Do you know? They were vegetarians and they gave it up. That's what they have in common. They gave it up. Smart. Very smart. Because, and listen, it's propaganda. It's not science. So what the reset does, it puts fat in the right places, and it takes fat out of the wrong places. Because I am showing you this 5 pounds of fat for a reason. You do not want this in the wrong places. And the only way you get this fat in the wrong places is with food. The bad choice of food. Carbohydrate, crappy carbs, and sugars. That's how you get this. For the millionth time, fat doesn't make you fat. Good fat will only help because it goes to the right place. So when you eat bacon and eggs instead of cereal in the morning, when you have bacon and eggs or sausages in the morning instead of cereal, here's what happens in your body. You lose fat around your major organs, and your brain, which needs fat, someone calls you fathead, take it as a compliment. The place where you want fat is in your brain, not anywhere else. And your body is smart enough, if you give it the right food, that fat will go to your brain if you're eating it. I have fish every day in a capsule. It's fat. It's fatty acid. Every day I have fish capsules. I wish I liked fish. I don't like eating fish. But you should if you like it. It's so good for you. By the way, you know what has more omega-3 than fish? The long-chain DHA? Steak. Don't get the lean cuts. Get the fat cuts. They're actually cheaper in the grocery store. You know that? Because the food industry thinks fat's no good for you. So, you know, you get the lean steak and it's cheaper than the fat-bound steak, which is better for you. And eat the fat. Yes, because it'll go to your brain. Your body knows exactly what to do with that fuel. Yes. When you eat fat, your body makes ketones. And ketones are rocket fuel for your brain. And high DHA oil will regenerate your brain. Your brain is made up of DHA. 20% of it. You know what happens in Alzheimer's and dementia? When they do autopsies, the brain is shrunk up like a prune. Yeah? The fat is gone. What caused that? Primarily Sugar, sugar, sugar. Poison, toxic to the brain. And we talked about that, how it works. That once your cells resist insulin, because, put your hand up. My name is Tony and I'm a carboholic. Your blood-brain barrier changes to the point it won't allow insulin to go in and get that sugar out of your brain. So what does that do? Well, sugar saturates your memory center, which is called the hippocampus. I'm doing some I just want to do some teaching on the hypothalamus. We'll talk about that in future programs. But in the meantime, your diet is everything when it comes to health. It's the foundation. So the one place you want fat is in your brain. And you need to eat fat in order for your brain to have fat. So remember that. Now, here's where you don't want to have fat. The whole idea of the reset is get fat up here in the brain and get rid of fat in organs that don't work well. We're going to talk about that right now. Now, you guys know this, and if you're new to the program, you might not know this, but the most important place to empty your fat is, now remember, education, education, education. Teach, teach, teach. This is what I want you to do. I often do that with Jeanette and Nicole. They're asking me questions and I want them to think. So I ask them a question right back. I want them to think. Once you understand something, you don't forget it. The most important organ that doesn't do well with fat is your liver. I know you guys knew that. Primarily, here's how it works. When you eat carbs, crappy carbohydrates, bread, pasta, rice, cereal, sugar, sweets, pastries, juice, milk, alcohol, crappy carbs, they make a beeline for your liver. They make a beeline for your liver. And you get fatty liver. Children have fatty liver today. Never used to. It was something, if you looked at NAFL, non-alcoholic fatty liver. See, the only people that would ever get fatty liver 50 years ago were alcoholics. Before cirrhosis of the liver, they got fatty liver. And cirrhosis is just what's coming next in fatty liver. But today, children have fatty liver. It is an epidemic. I use that word. Guys, I can't be more serious. The liver, your detox organ, the organ where all your hormones are made, where your cholesterol takes all your hormones and transports them. Your liver, you can't live without a liver. It's the first organ. Now, the pancreas is where insulin comes from, but you have to understand this. Where the damage is done It can get done at the pancreas level. That's diabetes. But where does it start? The storage of fat in the wrong place is in your liver, because that's what insulin does. If you eat carbohydrates, your insulin has no choice but to store sugar. Carbohydrates are sugars. Oh, doc, I eat rice. It's going to be a sugar in 5 seconds. Just don't fool yourself about that. Oh, doc, I have whole wheat bread. I have 17 grain bread. I don't care. It's on your way to the liver to be stored as fat. Oh, doc, I love cereal. It's so good for me. I watched a commercial last night. Frosted Flakes are great. All brand is so good for you. No, it's not. Oh, God, but doc, it's got fiber. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Fiber not going to save your life. What will save your life is if you get rid of fat made from carbs. And cereals are all carbohydrates. We talked about oatmeal a couple of weeks ago on a podcast, and what did we say? Oatmeal raises your blood sugar to 21. 21! You should be between 5 and 5, even under 6. It goes to 21. Well, you know what your insulin does? Oh, doc, oatmeal is so good for me. I go to the bathroom when I eat oatmeal. Because what happens is oatmeal, when your blood sugar goes up to 21, oh, doc, it's still cut oats. I don't care. It don't matter. Not as far as insulin goes. And insulin will drive that, because it'll be sugar in 5 seconds, and it has to take it out of your bloodstream. And then it packs the Costco parking lot, your liver, the suitcase. It gets full of fat. It's the most dangerous place to put fat. For many reasons, but I'll give you one of them. Because when the liver gets full of fat, how does your body react to that? It sends the fat into the dangerous fat, into the bloodstream as triglycerides. And this is why, guys, when you know me, you want me to look at your blood work, I'm happy to do it. But I'm not looking, doc, what's my total cholesterol? I don't care. I'm not insensitive. You guys know me. I love you guys. I'm not insensitive. But I don't care what your cholesterol is. I only want to know what your good cholesterol is. HDL. I want to know what your triglycerides are, because I'll tell you, if you're going to have a heart attack, it's going to be triglycerides. Dangerous fat made from eggs, meat, cheese? No. Bread, noodles, sweets, cereal. Yes. You have to understand that. Even today, if it drives me crazy when I read all the misinformation. Even today, God bless dietitians, but my word, they're stuck with the long sideburns of Elvis. Every once in a while, I'll see a guy with, the long sideburns and dressed like Elvis, you know? And I say, my man, that guy died in 1976. What are you doing? He's dead. But that's how old the thinking on carbohydrates being good for you. You don't need them, especially in this day and age. So eliminate fat. The reset will empty your liver in 30 days. There's a reason I picked 30 days, you know. It wasn't because, I don't know. No, it just works. And, you know, I understand that, I guess the primary reason, especially you ladies, you do the reset is because you want to lose weight. Well, beautiful. But really, the biggest advantage is losing fat in the wrong places and gaining fat in the right place. So the number one organ where you want to lose fat is your liver. Empty it. You can't live without your liver, and think of it. Your liver. It's the detox organ. Your blood goes through your liver 24 hours a day. Your liver works the night shift when you're sleeping. It detoxifies you, but not if it's full of fat. Fat holds on to toxins. Did you know that? That's why so many people have heavy metal. Mercury, lead, cadmium. Oh, Dr. Martin, it's the fish. It's not what you're eating. Look, look, if I don't want you to eating lead. I don't want you to eat cadmium. I don't want you to eat mercury. Well, we live in a world that's, to get away from plastic and to get away from all that, like, good luck, okay? What island are you going to? Bring me along with you. But let's be honest. You ain't getting away from it. It's in the air. It's in the water. It's in everything. So I don't get too uptight about it. All I tell you is you have an organ in your body that knows exactly what to do with any chemical. I'm not saying if you can lower your chemicals around you, of course, do that, But all I'm saying is your liver is the greatest detox organ. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Your liver knows exactly what to do. It does 600 things. And by the way, ladies, especially ladies, your thyroid doesn't work without liver. You have to empty your liver for your thyroid to work properly. Not all, but just about all of your conversion of T4 to T3. What makes your thyroid work is T3. Your body is converting T1, T2, T4, T5 into T3 because that's how your thyroid works. Guess where most of it takes place? In your liver. You see why you have to eat properly? Because it's the only thing that will empty your liver, folks. Listen, you can't empty your liver. Some people say, well, let's do a liver cleanse. A liver cleanse is when you don't eat carbohydrates. When your pancreas is not secreting insulin. The parking lot at Costco is empty. Do you like my little illustrations? It's the way I studied, all my life. I had to use illustrations in my head. And I got a pretty weird imagination. But I see the liver as a parking lot at Costco. You know why? Because every time I drive by Costco, unless it's in the middle of the night, It's full all the time. And I think of a liver. Okay, because Sudbury has a Costco where all of the Northern Ontario comes. I think they join together every day. They go to Costco. And that I see that as your liver when you're eating carbs, crappy carbs. Got it? So primarily, what do you want to do? You want to get rid of the fat in your liver. That's what you want to do. It's the most important organ because your liver affects your heart. What's still the number one killer in society today? Still number one. It's not COVID. It's heart disease. Still. Cancer right there, right beside it. Your liver has more to do with your heart than anything else because of triglycerides. And you want cholesterol. It's not the boogeyman. You need HDL to be higher than your triglycerides. And the only way to get your HDL up is to eat eggs, meat, and cheese. Bad fat goes down, good cholesterol goes up. Yep. God gave us medicine. It's called food. Yep. Okay. Let's see. What time is it? Here's another place you want to lose fat. I'm sticking my tongue out at you, okay? Why do you want to lose fat on your tongue? Because that is the cause of sleep apnea. Man, oh man, I wish I would have been, be a visionary and bought stock in sleep apnea machines. Can you imagine, let's say 25 years ago, you put money into whatever company that makes sleep apnea machines. You said, I'm just going to let it sit there for a while, watch it go up. You know what? It's crazy how many people suffer from sleep apnea. And you know what the cause is? It's not the cause. The cause is not a lack of oxygen going to the brain. That is an effect. That's an effect, for sure. And that's why the sleep apnea machines work. Because they send oxygen up to the brain. But why? I'm a cause and effect guy. You got a fat tongue. Your tongue needs to shrink. Somebody said to me, well, Doc, you must have a fat tongue because you talk a lot. Well, I got a strong tongue. I exercise my tongue a lot. But when fat, people don't even think of that, but there's a reason why we see so much sleep apnea. If you have, or someone you love has sleep apnea, just keep going back. If they have a fat tongue, they have a fat liver. If they have a fat tongue, their insulin is way too high. They have what we call high circulating insulin. It's insulin. It's not oxygen. It's insulin. It's food. Yep. 90% within a month. They can't get over it. They didn't realize it because they never weighed their tongue, but their tongue shrinks. I'm serious. You wonder if I'm joking? I'm not joking. I'm laughing because it's kind of funny. But nobody talks about that. Be honest. How many times have you heard that? Sleep apnea. Have you ever wondered why on God's earth do we have so much sleep apnea? Doesn't that, like, you got to understand, this is the way I think. Whenever I see something, I go, why is that happening? Right? Why is it happening? Any good doctor worth his salt. And I think it's one of the biggest problems in medicine today. And I get on a little soapbox, but I can't help myself because I watch doctors, and God love them, but they don't ask questions like they used to. My dad used to say, ask questions. Patients have inside information. You know? Why? I'm a why guy. Why does that happen? Why do you have sleep apnea? Why do you have fatty liver? A scourge in society today, especially with young children. It is child abuse. And the big food companies and big pharma, I'm not saying there isn't good people in there, but I'm telling you, they got no intention of fixing the problem, man. They're the cause of it. And they want to hook you. And I talked about the liver. I won't get past this today because there was a couple of other places I wanted you to lose fat. A couple of new studies that came out. Anyway, we'll do it again because these are interesting. But guys, food, choices, every day. It's hard. We live in a world that we're surrounded. You know, there's a lot of addicts. I was reading this morning that the amount of opioid in Northern Ontario, where I live, the overdoses are crazy, out of control. Out of control. But they're not talking about the biggest addiction. The biggest addiction, which is more, I'm telling you, it takes longer, but it's more dangerous than opioids. And that is carbohydrates. The addiction of carboholism. It's bankrupting our society today. It is. All the tea in China is not going to pay for our health bill. Because we don't have a health care system, we have a disease care system. And it's exactly what Big Pharma wants. It's exactly what they want. They don't want to fix it, they want to manage it. That's where the money is. Okay, I stop pontificating for the day. Okay, so question and answer Friday, tomorrow. Send in your questions. Share this. Share this information. We are so thankful, I mean this, for the amount of followers we have on Facebook. I look at Twitter, and I have a Twitter account if you want to follow me at the real Dr. Martin. But I'm more just observant on Twitter. But our following is on Facebook. And it's huge, and we appreciate that. Invite your friends to join our private group. Did you see the one I posted yesterday? On the unbelievable. But the choice for pregnant, if you're pregnant, the choice of cigarettes, it was actually an advertisement out of a magazine. I posted it on our private Facebook group. Lee Ferguson, who's a good friend, sent that to me. I was just dying. Anyway, okay, we love you guys. Send in your questions for tomorrow, and we'll talk to you soon.